So like an hour after I uploaded that last video, we got a kind of press release from Bethesda about the Creation Club in Skyrim. The last video I'm talking about was the leaked Creation Club content, the store page went up and all that. We have a few new details about this. Right off the bat, the reason this is titled Survival for Skyrim is that's the one part of Creation Club that you could play right now if you are on PC. Basically, you have to opt into the beta, but we also have some more details about the program as a whole, but again, the video is going to be mostly focused on survival. Some of the other details, this new survival mode is going to be $8. That's really the only price we have 100% confirmed. And the E3 trailer was actually only $5, so it seems like it was definitely raised, but at the same time, it actually is going to be free for the first week. Bethesda does not get a pass here from me because I feel like that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to make the PR about this be positive. All the diehard fans and the people with a voice are going to get this for free in the first week. You get it for the first week for free, and then you basically own it. That's going to be on PC, Xbox One, and PS4. Again, these are the people that are going to be really active in the community, probably most of the YouTubers, so the people that are going to make noise if they were unhappy. The people without a voice, the casual players, are going to be the ones that don't realize it's available in the first week and end up paying $8 for it later on. I just wanted to mention this at the start of the video because I think this is way overpriced. I'm going to go over the details of the program now, but still I think this is something that should be addressed, and don't just overlook it because you probably will pay nothing. It's a kind gesture without a doubt, but again, there's definitely some flaws here and it seems a little bit more kind of convoluted or having ulterior motives. And outside of that, all the Creation Club is meant to come out for Skyrim at the beginning of October. Again, if you are on PC right now, you could opt into the beta and get the new survival mode for free, but that's it. So what are the details of this new survival mode? Again, I think this is made by Chesco, who is also the mod author who did make Frostfall in the past. One of the big benefits here, and one of the reasons I was so excited for this mode, is in Frostfall, there's a lot of workarounds. It wasn't so seamlessly integrated into the base game, and you kind of had to finagle some things, if you will. But now, just kind of having a Creation Club content, you get access to the base game, the source code, and all that. So the integration of this should be much more natural and honestly a lot better. So right off the bat, as I did mention, this is going to be 800 points in the Creation Club or free for the first week. And again, when I say free for the first week, it's free to purchase. When you get it, then you will own it for free. You're not going to have to pay for it later on. So one of the core aspects here introduced is going to be hunger. Of course, kind of eating food. It's going to go down over time. It's going to impact your total stamina, and something pretty interesting, it's actually going to not allow you to use certain weapons. So maybe if you're extremely hungry, some of the heavier weapons are going to be unusable, as well as I believe some spells also. And then of course you do have food to restore this, and you do have some certain benefits to cooking fresher foods. Moving on, we do have fatigue, so this is going to be the sleeping aspect of it. To restore your fatigue, you have to sleep more and sleep regularly. Low fatigue is going to reduce your overall magicka, as well as reduce the effectiveness of some different potions. Finally, if your fatigue gets really low, it's actually going to make the regen of magicka and stamina be greatly diminished. And although there are a bunch of sleeping bags and beds outdoors, the only way you're going to get that well-rested bonus is if you sleep indoors. Otherwise, you could sleep outdoors, get rid of some of the debuffs, but you'll probably still have some of the other ones. Moving on, probably the most interesting aspect of this is going to be the cold features. Basically, now certain areas will make your character cold. So it's going to be due to snow, rain, and just some of the regions of the map will be a bit colder. This is going to lower your overall move speed, as well as make you worse at lockpicking as well as pickpocketing. I think it'll just kind of decrease the chances of a successful pickpocket, and the lockpick will just kind of be probably a higher difficulty or somewhere in the middle. One of the interesting parts here is actually certain regions of the map will be colder than others. So Bethesda released this nice little map here. The white regions are freezing, so being the coldest. The blue regions are cold, and the brownish regions are actually warm, so you'll get rid of those cold debuffs. There's also a bunch of other stuff like the inns you could sleep at, as well as a bunch of different campfires so you could cook and whatnot. It's going to be really useful, I think, when you're actually playing survival mode. One other thing on the cold side of things is freezing water will actually greatly reduce your health and actually kill you. So if you jump into a frozen lake, you're going to have some serious debuffs and deficits to your character. It's going to speed up the overall cold process. So maybe you're only at 10% cold when you jump in, then you might instantly shoot up to 30, 40, 50%. But of course, as with coldness, you're going to have to warm yourself up somehow. There's going to be a number of things. One, just standing near a fire or going indoors, actually moving to a warmer region, as I did mention before. But also there's going to be a warmth stat provided with some different things. So eating soup will warm you up, holding a torch will warm you up, but some of the armors and clothes in the game will have a warmth component now to them. So wearing a heavier and thicker armor will actually keep you warmer longer. Armor A might have a warmth rating of 5, while armor B will have a warmth rating of 2. The one with 5 will allow you to travel through the coldness a lot longer before you actually start getting some of those debuffs. Then the next major aspect is going to be diseases. Basically now a lot of the creatures in Skyrim will bite you and cause you to have a certain disease. Very similar to how this worked in Fallout 4. There's going to be a wide range of diseases, probably impacting you in different ways, including your stamina, health, regens, and then of course you do cure these with different medicines and other remedies that you can find around. But failing to cure these will actually lead it to progressing into a either more serious variant of that disease. The first stage stage might reduce your health by 10, but the second stage might be 20, 30, or even 50. In addition, if you continue to not cure this, it could actually leave some longer lasting impacts known as afflictions. There's going to be 3 types of these: weakened, which is basically going to make you less effective with melee weapons as well as blocking; addled, which reduces the overall effectiveness of enchantments as well as spells; and finally frostbitten, which is going to make you worse with a bow, and your lockpicking and pickpocketing chances are also going to be diminished. So these afflictions, which again are kind of gotten by not treating your disease in a timely manner, different than the upper level stages of diseases, they're either going to go away with time, or you could actually find different cures for them. It seems like the cure for an affliction is going to be different than the cure for a disease. I would think of afflictions as kind of like a scarring if you don't treat yourself well. And then finally, shrines are no longer going to instantly cure your disease. Now instead you're going to have to give them a small gold donation to get cured. And then finally, there's a few miscellaneous things that are changed with this. Of course, no fast travel. You're going to have to walk or ride somewhere. You could also take a horse or a boat, but of course that will actually have time passing, so your hunger and other things will go down. Your health will no longer naturally regenerate. To level up, you actually have to sleep. I would say this is one of the most interesting changes here, so you can't just instantly level up in the middle of battle. You're going to have to go find a bed and sleep for at least a short while to get some of those new abilities and upgrade your skills. The overall carry weight is reduced. If you're over encumbered, you're going to have a much quicker drain to stamina. It's actually going to lead to faster fatigue. Arrows and lockpicks now have weight. A lot of this is very similar to how it was in Fallout 4, as well as some of the other mods for Skyrim. And then finally, some changes to vampires and werewolves. If you eat somebody as either of those people, you will actually get a hunger boost, and the overall rate at which those two creatures do become cold is slower than a normal human or kind of any of the other main races. So those are the overall features. Again, if you are a PC player, you can opt into this beta right now and begin playing it. I'm going to do that. I created a nice little save with some minimal mods. I'm going to play through it for the next couple hours or so. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'll have a much more in-depth video comparing this to some of the free alternatives to see if it is really worth it. Again, $8 is a lot of money. I encourage you guys not to ignore that factor because you probably won't be paying it. I still think most people will, but I just kind of want to reinforce that idea. Don't ignore that. As always, again, I thank you guys for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.